Welcome to the RSP Boiler Room. I'm Matt Waldman with the Rookie Scouting Portfolio. We're going to take another look at Northwestern running back Justin Jackson. Now, the last episode that we looked at Justin Jackson, we were talking about his elusiveness and his footwork and really how dynamic he is with his quickness in and out of breaks. Now, we're going to see some of that on this play too, but we're going to talk a little bit more about balance and how balance contributes to functional power. Something that I talked about with Dalvin Cook last year. But we're going to see this in even more relief in this example on this bounce out outside from the middle to the right. And you get to see it right there. Now, let's look at this in a little bit more detail and talk about it. First of all, when we're talking about balance with running backs, a lot of it still is about getting the pads over the knees, keeping the head up through contact, or at least getting the head up after the contact. So we're going to see some of that right here. Let's slow this down. You're going to see Jackson here on an inside zone against a nickel look, working towards the center right guard, sees that the two linebackers are heading into that A gap. He bounces it outside. Now let's look at that bounce outside. First of all, you can see that pads are over the knees as he begins that lateral cut. See how the pads are over the knees right there? That allows him to continue to have a good center of gravity as he turns those hips and changes direction. Then he gets downhill and you see a nice stiff arm right about here, planted right on the inside shoulder. And again, get the hips and knees bent. The pads are a little up right there. Watch him slowly lean in over those thighs, drop the pads into contact. It's really the forearms bouncing off of the shoulders. And you're not going to see this from this angle, but he's going to balance touch. And we're going to show you what a balance touch is if you're not aware of what that term is. It's something that's really often a learned behavior that's drilled into running backs in practice over and over again. And guys like Rudy Johnson back with the Bengals were very good at this. A balanced touch, you're going to see it in a minute here after that. Nice stiff arm, but you're going to lower the pads, make that contact with the pads with the forearm first, and watch that arm come out, touch the ground while he's still on his feet. And that allows him to be able to spin from the two and land across the goal line there. It's a really nice display of a balanced touch from an awkward angle while he's falling to the ground, really parallel to the goal line. And I want you to notice one more thing with this, and I'm going to show it to you in a second after we see that balanced touch. Okay. Now when we watch him make this contact, see how the pads are over the knees, but the head's kind of down here? Look what he does as he brings his head up right there. See how his head comes up as he's reaching his arm out to balance touch? Because again, when you have your head up and your eyes up, it's easier for you to be able to keep your balance to a certain level and move. Otherwise, you just go straight to the ground when your head is down. When he gets hit with the head down, see how he sinks, but then he brings the head up. Makes it a little bit easier for him to turn his body while he's balance touching. Aligns his back a little bit better so that he can make that kind of dynamic movement. So, we're looking at Justin Jackson here on this play and saying, all right, he's quick for sure. He's got good speed, but he's also tough. He finishes well. And this reminds me a lot of Chris Johnson in Chris Johnson's prime in terms of that quickness, that size, but the physicality to be able to bounce off hits and turn that into yards after contact. Really interesting stuff from this Northwestern running back. For more RSP Boiler Room videos, you can check out my YouTube channel at the RSP Film Room and my blog at www.mattwaldmanrsp.com.